I always say that the most important step in awakening, healing, growing journey is the first one, making a decision to do the work. From the moment you decide to take matters into your own hands, you enter this new phase in which your awareness is alert, you notice things you haven't before, and it moves like a snowball, effortlessly. This phase can be fun, exciting, hurtful. You have aha moments one after another, and you say things like, I cannot believe I haven't noticed this before. You feel almost physical mind and heart expansion, and it gives this gratification of, well, now I know. Now I know and see when I want to control and please others. I see my automatic behaviors, and I see how crazy things around here are. This awareness is sobering and also extremely inconvenient. This is the part where many people hit the wall and want to go back because it was so much easier to just be in the bliss of ignorance, not take full responsibility, not grow up, and become an independent adult. This gap between new awareness and different behavior is where things get tough. It really is hard to connect what you know and start acting differently. I'm not minimizing this. And I'm not being sarcastic about ignorance nor have any judgments. I've been there myself and I know exactly what it means to feel incredibly uncomfortable. To be an awakened human being means to go against everything that we've been taught, the system, our culture, because it is built around fear, patriarchy, codependency, and control. To stay in your authentic truth means saying no to people that are the closest to you. And if we have been people pleasers our whole lives, which most of us have, we will evoke harsh reactions, and that will shake the ground on which we stood. My personal life, the separation from my enmeshed family was the hardest thing I have ever done. This enmeshment was not physical, but emotional, energetic attachment. I lived in many different countries, far away from home, and I was still controlled by manipulation, expectations, judgments. I cannot even begin to describe what kind of pain and guilt I felt when I refused to take over my parents' business, when I was groomed for it my whole life. When I gave up the role of entertaining sunshine singer and started naming out loud uncomfortable truths. When I stopped being my mother's rescuer and became my own person who out of all things chose a path of working with feelings. A life coach. We don't even have this term in my native language. My parents don't understand any of it. These labels, liberal, vegetarian, feminist, who no longer gossips, tries to please, or pretends to be the perfect girl. It's everything that my parents fear and hate. I learned to accept that they don't like me and I make them feel uncomfortable. They love me as their daughter, absolutely, but not like me as a person, and that's okay. I like me. You see, I suffered enough, reached my rock bottom, so it would have been insanity not to do this work. It took me time, effort, discipline, patience to get to this acceptance. It wasn't easy, but I knew this was the only path. When my clients ask, but what do I do? What action can I take to be the new me? I see disappointment in their eyes when I answer, you do nothing but be him or her now. I bet they all question what they're paying me for at some point or another, but that's the truth. In that gap between awareness and changed action, there's vacuum space dedicated to acceptance. You can understand things rationally, see what doesn't work, and still resist coming to terms with reality. That is because acceptance comes in many forms: mental, spiritual, physical, emotional, behavioral, but we focus on only one: logic. If you want to move forward, you have to accept that your whole life is about to change. You have to accept to let go of relationships and those people who get against emerging of the new you. You have to accept that you won't be liked by everyone. You have to accept that old tools and ways no longer work. You have to accept that feeling of nauseating discomfort. You have to accept that you cannot play the same roles as you did. You outgrew them. You have to accept that life is bigger than just material form. You have to accept your body and be guided by physical intelligence just as much as mental. You have to accept and welcome all emotions, feelings, sensations, no matter if you like them or not, they're there. You have to accept your shadow and admit that you can be horrible, malicious person. You don't have to be, don't be. But we all have it within us. You have to accept that you cannot control everything. You have to accept that you cannot know everything. Some things aren't your business, and that's that. You have to accept that action isn't the only solution. This radical acceptance and radical self-love is what changes us. Forget the destination and accept where you are right now. You won't be able to get anywhere unless you surrender to this hot, beautiful, magnificent mess. It is supposed to feel like you're losing it, and like your whole life is turning upside down, because it is. Change is inevitable. You will either align with your highest self and become free, or live in a constant struggle trying to make things perfect. Live like in movies or love songs, and no matter how much you try, things will fall apart, because nothing is permanent. Inner change is invisible, but felt with your whole body, your being, your core, your soul. That kind of change, you cannot make it happen. You have to let it happen. And the only one real block is you resisting it, doing things like you did in the past, falling for the same stories, comfort, coping mechanisms, dreams, illusions, trying to get different outcomes with the same energy. If it worked, you wouldn't be watching this video, would you? It's a harsh reality, I know. And yet, it sets us free. So if you are in the middle of this hot mess, here are a few suggestions. First, keep saying, I don't know. Do I like bread? I don't know, do I? Is the sky blue? I don't know, is it? What should I do? I don't know, should I do anything? Doubt is not a bad thing. It opens our minds to creativity, possibilities, and it crystallizes authentic truth. Keep wondering. Second, meditate, meditate, meditate. Let your persona, identity that you created, practical human being rest and surrender to the mystical abundance. To me, my best ideas, most important answers came while I sat in silence. I could have never intentionally thought of them, made a plan, or prepared spreadsheets. You see, while we meditate, we tap into creative life's force that always gives more. Third, let your feelings come to the surface. When you think about it, we don't want to accept something because it causes pain, grief, abandonment. Many people believe that feeling is hard, but actually, it's almost satisfying. You are letting out something that you've been suppressing for the longest time, and even if it hurts, it's natural, and it always feels better after. We were created to feel. Stop going against your nature. Our culture demonizes feelings. Don't cry, don't get angry, don't cause a scene. In other words, don't be human. Be a doll I can control and play with. We were convinced that it's something tragic to feel sad, but these are just feelings. They won't kill you, cause any harm. You won't be sucked into a black hole. It will suck for a moment, and then it'll pass. That's the truth. Fourth and final, invite love. This one needs a separate video, I know, because it's the foundation. This transformation is not a joke. It's called Hero's Journey for a reason. So invite as much love to release emotional pain, tension, resistance as you possibly can. Be firm and gentle, patient and encouraging, realistic and faithful. I hope this helps. If you want to talk more, leave a comment below, or if you want, we can have a private coaching session to address your specific needs. Send me a message and we'll book right away. Otherwise, I'm sending so much love to all of you and reminding that this too shall pass. Stay safe.